In 2008, I was arrested and sentenced to 12 years in the federal system. In 2016, it was reduced to 10 years. I did almost 9. And I was released in 2017. And upon my release, I realized that I had took in the reentry program in the federal system. It was a 6 months course, I believe. And that gave me a whole lot of bad information. Straight up. So when I came home, I had all these high hopes and dreams and aspirations of this information they gave me only to be misled. And about 95% of it to be bad information. So with that, and working for Southern Coalition for Social Justice around about 2 years ago, we started the project of Your First 48.
Your First 48 is basically a response. It's a response to the higher recidivism rates that we experience in North Carolina and across the nation. It's a response to individuals feeling lost once they leave state or federal prison. And it's basically a guide to help you out. We call it for Your First 48 to push a sense of urgency that a person needs, once they are released, because the clock is ticking and you do need to connect with the correct resources. We want to make sure that, number one, you have the correct resources, that you're not going all over the place, wasting your time. And number two, you feel a sense of security that you know what you're doing and you have a plan, because there are a lot of organizations that will steer you wrong.
You can't have a job without transportation. You can't have transportation without license. You know what I'm saying? All of that turns into different things.
And that just leads to my next point about, your first stop once you get out is the DMV. Because, Sala, you spoke on it. You can't do nothing without your license.
Hey,
you can't do nothing.
They're not even going to look at you at a job series without license.
Without identification and without proof.
Driver's license are so vital, bro.
If you can't get your driver's license, some form of state ID.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have ID.
Yeah.
But driver's license and GED are vital. If you have a driver's license and a GED, you pretty much can get you can get a job.
So what would you tell a person who's like, I went to the DMV and they asking me, for proof of residency, and they asking me, for I don't have an address, I just got out. So, what address I'm gonna put on the car?
You can go get a P.O. box. Mm-hmm. They'll take a P.O. box address for ID. You just gotta have a receipt for the P.O. box.
Yeah.
So it's ways around it. And the license, the address stuff is cool, but the address isn't as important as getting somewhere and trying to take care of your business. Because I think a supervisor's not gonna pay attention to your address as much as he's gonna pay attention to what comes out your mouth when you interview and how you present it.
Yeah, but you are going to need certain things when you go. So when you go to the DMV, you can give them, if you're staying like at a halfway house or you're staying at a homeless shelter, give them that address. If you're staying with one of your friends or a family member, you can give them that address. You can give them a signed letter from the owner of the household saying that you stay at this address. So there's ways around it that you can work with. Housing is an uphill battle, and that's going to be like your first major battle when you get home. It's trying to find shelter, right? So you do have, and Durham, you do have a number of
homeless shelters, transitional houses.
But I think your first stop should really be a place. It's called Entry Point Durham. It's located in the Human Services building, and Entry Point Durham it's more so like an interview process, right?
Yeah.
I've gone through it a couple of times, and basically what they're doing is they're assessing your risk of homelessness, giving you a score, and then they're meeting with a bunch of housing providers in the area about your case. They meet like on a bi-weekly to a monthly basis, and they're just meeting about your particular case and has this person contact this person. So they really do give you a connection with the community that you're in. So I mean, it's an uphill battle, but there are people out here that's helping that's willing to help you fight it. And if you can contact these people before you get out, if you can contact some of these providers before you get out, that's a plus. But your first stop should be places that do the housing work, that do the reentry work, places that
go to a local reentry council.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, wherever you are, look for a local reentry council. Look for people who've been in your situation, who have came out of it. Look for, you want to build your support with people who are going to push you in the right direction and have the resources because they've been through it. So, they're going to give you encouragement and experience. If you can, try to set up a job beforehand, get a job until you get a better job. But you cannot take time out thinking you got time to waste.
Yeah.
Because now, in that time, like when you fill out a job application, you got a resume, you got to fill in them voids of your years. So you can tell them the job you were doing in prison. That's cool because it still was a job.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing nothing, imagine how it looks you on the streets on a resume and it's just 3 years of nothing.
Yeah.
What were you doing 3 years of your life? So as a grown man, you thought it was cool to sit around and twirl your thumbs for 3 years?
Yeah, but I want to speak on that too, because a lot of times they won't tell you, hey, you can get your license when you're in prison.
Yeah.
You can get your license while you
get your license while you're in prison. You can get
you can
get certifications. I became a licensed personal trainer in prison.
Yeah. I've
seen guys take mental health classes and get but they paid for it. But it's really about you setting yourself up to win. Like I was at an institution where they taught culinary, they taught electrical wiring, you get your journeyman. So it's like if you're in prison, take advantage of that too. Don't just waste your time when it's something that you can do, that you can come home and you can get $27, $28 an hour and provide for your family in a decent way. Those are livable wages.
Our organization, our law firm, the Southern Coalition for Social Justice, we do have a program called the Fair Chance Business Certification for employers. We certify employers who are not checking backgrounds, who remove that question from their application, because you may have heard that Governor Cooper, he banned the bots statewide, but ban the bots is not for individual employers. It's for state employers.
Yeah,
right?
So private employers don't have to honor it.
Exactly.
So, we all advocate for banning the box.
The FIT program stands for the Formerly Incarcerated Transition Program, and they will flip the bill for your medication.
Yeah, they're gonna make sure that you're healthy.
They're gonna make sure that you're taken care of.
You're getting all the treatment that you need and deserve.
And they're gonna make sure you make your doctor's appointments.
Excellent.
They'll pick you up.
Yeah, they excellent. That's a good group of people.
Yeah.
And that just shows you that everybody is people out here that want to help you. So don't be above getting helped.
And you talked about this earlier, and I said that we're gonna go back to it, but just your education, right? Your GED, whether it be, a certification, or if you want to go to a 4-year program, you can do this.
You got to do it all. Since I've been home from prison, I became a peer support specialist. I got my commercial driver's license. So I'm proof of it. Me personally, I feel like everybody should have 3 trades. And in order to be successful, you need 5 sources of income. So, you gotta have an entrepreneur mind and an employee mind. You know what I'm saying? I will work for you and I make them work for me.
Right. And I'll work for myself.
And I'll work for myself.
Right. So, like, when it comes down to education, right? Don't let your record hold you back, because ultimately it's going to be the dean of admissions that determines whether you can go into a program or not, so to supply. But I know that Durham Tech has a lot of great programs. I know that the local reentry council in Durham will set up
training. They'll set up trainings for you to get
heavy machinery training.
Yeah, they'll set up like right now. I got a friend. I just showed you the text. I got a friend going through the trucking program now. Like, you can get electrical wiring, welding. There's trades out here that, regardless of your record, that if you perform properly, you will always have money.
I really appreciate the conversation. I feel like we hit on a lot of good points. We hit home with the realness of it, the uphill battle that you're gonna face once you return home, but also that there is an opportunity for you to do some really great things with the criminal record. It's not the end of the world, and that's what we're really trying to hit home on and focus on with our first 48 toolkit. We're trying to let you know that if you hit these core principles and these major marks within your first 48 hours, you can be successful moving forward.